Recording in progress.
before I forget, and announce the order of the proceedings here. Pat being here when I started the session, she's number one. Jerry, Murray, Steve, Mike, Bob, Susan and Bob, Bill Pardon, Lonnie, Debbie and Ron, and then Kathleen. Anybody else who comes in last.
No, you're last.
Oh, I'm last, that's right. They come in before me and whatever. All right. Not to get this implement of destruction out.
So
Phone file.
I happen to like singing with Harvey. So all the songs today we're going to sing together. And this first song is If I Were a Carpenter.
But not the Tim Horton version, it's the Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash version. Seems to lend itself to the duet scenario a little bit better. Murray, mute yourself.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
If I wasn't playing guitar, I would have a hand free and I would do it. Okay. If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
If you were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I would have your baby.
If a tinker was my trade, would you still find you?
I'd be carrying the pots you made, following behind you. Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow.
I give you my onlyness.
Give me your tomorrow.
If I were a miller at a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your colored blouse and your soft shoes shining?
If you were a miller at a mill wheel grinding, I'd not miss my colored blouse and my soft shoes shining. Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow.
I give you my onlyness.
Give me your tomorrow.
If I worked my hands in wood, would you still love me?
I'd answer you, yes, I would.
And would you not be above me? If I were a carpenter and you were a lady,
I'd marry you anyway. I would have your baby. Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow.
I give you my onlyness. Give
Give
me
me
your tomorrow. Jerry, you're up.
All right. Uh, we were talking at the beginning about what things can be like in a Reformed synagogue and how things are done. my synagogue and my previous synagogue have been extremely indulgent of my musical notions. And somebody sent me a video that they took of a gospel Shabbat service I did a couple of years back at the synagogue with a great black gospel choir from St. John's University. And we did this tune, and so whatever, you'll know it. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over the Jordan and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. There's a band of angels coming for me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Oh, sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down, coming for to carry me home. You know that still I feel I'm a heavenward bound, coming for to carry me home. Come on and swing, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. You gotta swing low, oh, 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 chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, if you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home, you best tell all my friends I'm a coming there too, a coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I never been to heaven, but I've been told, coming for to carry me home. All of the streets up there, they're paved with gold, coming for to carry me home. Come on, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you want to get to heaven, I'll tell you how, coming for to carry me home. Keep your hand right there on the gospel plow, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Oh, see those children all dressed in white, coming for to carry me home. They all must be the children of the Israelite, coming for to carry me home. Come on now, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, oh, oh, chariot, coming for to carry me home. Now look at those children all dressed in white, coming for to carry me home. They're surely the children of the Israelite, coming for to carry me home. Now see those children all dressed in red, coming for to carry me home. I assure you, the children that the Moses led, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, chariot, coming for to carry me home. I said it's coming for to carry me home. Oh yes, coming for to carry me home.
Inspiring as usual. Murray.
Okay. All right. I don't remember if I sang this any time before in this group. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I'm not sure. But it's another one of my songs about Trump. I think it's time to revive this one. I could have added a few more stanzas, but it has plenty as it is, because I wrote this about during the early part of Trump's presidency, and since he's running again, so it's kind of timely again. And I call it the Ballad of Trumpty Dumpty, and this is the cover that I made for it. You can see that. You see it's Trumpty Dumpty sitting on the wall, and it's a composite picture because that's his face. It's from a photo, and around it I drew the Humpty Dumpty figure, and I painted it in, and with his long red tie, and also his hair is a painting of mine, and the sky in the background and the stone wall are from a photograph also, so it's a real composite picture. Anyway, the ballad is the same melody as the Ballad of Davy Crockett from Disney's movie, which originally was a TV show in 1955. And the music was written by somebody named George Bruns, not Burns, but George Bruns, B-R-U-N-S, for the Walt Disney Company. Okay, so without further ado, I will sing the Ballad of Trumpty Dumpty. Trumpty Dumpty would build a great wall. Trumpty Dumpty will have a great fall. All his resources and all of his men couldn't put his forces together again. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the demagogues. Trumpty Dumpty expected his wall to keep out malicious outsiders and all. And what will protect from our own greedy folk with their hands in our pockets while we're going broke? Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the robber barons. Trumpty Dumpty chose officials to foul their nests. Instead of protectors, they're vandals and pests. They throw out all rules meant to keep us secure, with the burden falling hardest on the sick and the poor. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the plutocrats. Trumpty Dumpty upholds law and order in a crime-ridden cities and down at the border. But as to the matter of white-collar crime, he'll allow corporate moguls free rein every time. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the robber barons. Trumpty Dumpty will end ACA. It's helping too many, and that's not okay. He'll try to ensure we'll pay more and get less, and in every which way we'll surely regress. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the crooked poles. Trumpty Dumpty has a buddy named Vlad, though most see that tyrant as terribly bad. Trumpty admires his strength and command, and tries to be like him in ruling this land. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the demagogues. Trumpty Dumpty knows that his words are heard by every head of state, down to every common nerd. But at 4 in the morning he tweets like a bird, and most of what he tweets is simply absurd. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of social media. Trumpty Dumpty appeals to plain folks. They love his bad language and terrible jokes. He claims his opponents are making a hoax, and he'll keep claiming that until he croaks. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the crooked poles. Trumpty Dumpty is the world's laughing stock. From England to China you can hear them mock. There isn't one benefit he doesn't try to block, 'cause his brain is rotten and hard like a rock. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the rotten poles. He fought simple-minded through the Muller War, till his ass was whipped and peace was in store. And while he mishandles this odious chore, he made himself a laughingstock forevermore. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the crooked poles. Though Trumpty's pals may be out on bail, and Muller keeps working at the pace of a snail, the train of justice will not derail, and one by one they are landing in jail. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the outlaw band. Trumpty Dumpty still sitting on his wall. Trumpty Dumpty will have a great fall. All of his lawyers and people on call won't know how to put him together at all. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of his great downfall. Trumpty, Trumpty Dumpty, king of the jail-bound crew.
Very good, Mary. Keep your day job. Very good.
Too bad I have no day job now.
You're going to need to add a couple of verses about fraud complaints.
Yeah.
Oh, you could go on for hours.
Yeah, right.
Steve Einbinder, you're up if you're playing.
This is my High Holy Day month medley. I might have done this before, might not have. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. Return again, return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again. Return to the land of your soul. Treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. Treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. Avinu Malkeinu, Chayenu Vanenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chayenu Vanenu, Im Banu Maaseh. Aseh Manu, Tzedakah v'chesed. chesed. Asay manu tzedakah v'chesed Leoshienu. Teach us to treasure each day. Teach us to treasure each day. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. That we may open our hearts to your wisdom. Teach us to treasure each day. That's it.
Thank you, Steve. Mike Reed.
Right, yeah. Oh, hello. Somebody's not. I'm getting an echo. Murray again?
Let me see. Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah, that's better. Yes. There were 3 old gypsies came to our hall door, and they came brave and boldly, oh, and as one sang high and the other sang low, and the lady sang the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. It was upstairs and downstairs the lady went, put on a suit of leather, oh. It was the cry from around her door, she's away with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. It was late that night when the Lord came in, inquiring for his lady, oh. The servant girl, she replied to the Lord, she's away with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. Oh, the saddle for me and my milk-white steed, my big horse is not speedy, oh. Tonight I'll ride to the wide open field, and it's there that I'll spy my lady, oh. So he rode east and he rode west, he rode north and south also. But it was when he rode to the wide open field, it was there that he spied his lady, oh. Oh, why did you leave your house and your land? Why did you leave your money, oh? And why did you leave your only wedded lord to be off with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh? What do I care for me house and me land? What do I care for me money, oh? And what do I care for me only wedded lord? I'm away with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. Last night you slept in a goose feather bed, the blankets drawn so comfy, oh. Tonight you'll lie in a wide open field, in the arms of raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. What do I care for a goose feather bed? What do I care for my blankets, oh? What do I care for me only wedded lord? I'm away with the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. So he rode east and she rode west. He rode high and I rode low. I'd rather have the kiss of a yellow gypsy's lips than all of your cash and your money, oh. There were 3 old gypsies came to our hall door. They came brave and boldly, oh, and as one sang high and the other sang low, and the lady sang the raggle-taggle gypsy, oh. Raggle-taggle gypsy.
Thank you, Mike. You're coming in nice and clear this week. Bob Winkler.
Well, hello from the Arizona desert where the weather's getting way better. We have 85 degrees today, low humidity. Anyway, I'm going to do something from the Beatles. Try to get into it. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She would not say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Short and sweet.
So, did you get Susan to join you, or is it just you?
Now she's sitting here relaxing, listening to everybody.
Okay.
You hear me okay? I'm going to do a couple of my own songs today, and because of the holidays and I have a birthday coming up in a couple of days, I thought I'd do a couple of things that I wrote that I guess have something to do with spirituality. This one here is something I wrote a long time ago, maybe for anybody that has gone to a dark place, or maybe going through some kind of difficulty situation, maybe losing somebody that they loved, whatever, and there was somebody there to hold their hand while they were going through this. Oh, right there by my side. Oh, I could not see the light. There's darkness all around. And I thought that hope was lost, and faith could not be found. My ship was in the storm. I could not find the way. Headed for the rocks, forgotten how to pray. When it seemed my life was gone, and love within me died. When I gave up on myself, you were right there by my side. I was a stranger to myself, loneliness to feel. I was standing on the edge, never knowing what was real. And the wolf was at my door as I wandered in the cold. My spirit was not lit, truth had left my soul. When it seemed my life was gone, and the love within me died. When I gave up on myself, you were right there by my side. live another life, given each new dawn. I walk a different path, I've learned to carry on. Now I can love again, I owe it all to you. You remain to give me strength when I thought my life was through. You showed me hope and faith, and held me when I cried, when no one else would care. You're right there by my side, when no one else would care. You're right there by my side.
Thank you, Bob. Mr. Pardon.
Yes, and good day to you. Not much day here. It's we've reached the time by the time this session kicks off, we're in darkness. It's almost winter, but there we go. Yeah, we've been watching the New York floods on our television news programmes, and I must say it did remind me at one stage I've got a particular song which I never got round to finish writing, and it was looking like it was going to be a decent song, but I just kept putting it off and lost track of it. But it was about one of the great London floods in 1814 I think it was, and they had a beer flood. One of the breweries had a massive vat that exploded, and there were, I think that led to a chain reaction, and the various vats along the line all blew, and the streets in one particular area, St Giles's, were absolutely flooded with beer, and a lot of people died. As with the New York floods, people in the basements were particularly at risk, but the worst of the death toll and the sort of ongoing casualties resulted from the fact that it was free beer, and the streets were absolutely filthy, and you can imagine sort of more than 100 years ago what sort of stuff was running in the gutters and everywhere. But of course they were all out there with their saucepans and their bathtubs and anything that would hold liquid, scooping up beer, and of course they were getting thoroughly drunk and having a jolly good time on the strength of all this beer that they'd picked up off the streets, and the illnesses that followed were enough to put paid to a lot of them. So there's a lesson in there somewhere, but I can't really work out what it is. But anyway, in an autumnal phrase, not really an autumn song, it's just that I changed a few words in the first verse, so it's very autumnal now. Bill Caddick, when he was looking at sort of grey, wet, horrible weather, for some reason he finished up thinking of unicorns, so I'll see what I can do to mangle his song. That one might do. Travelling north one autumn day, the sky was grey and threatened wet, and as the miles rolled slowly by, came visions that I can't forget. For I dreamed that I saw unicorns, dreamed I saw them wild and white. Their sudden beauty lit the world like a star will light a winter's night. Pure as love with manes of milk, they danced and pranced and cried aloud, bright as rainbows round the stars. Their eyes were soft and sad and proud, and I wept for the wild and dirty world to which this beauty now was lost, and cursed the hungry mind of man that feeds the future at such cost. My head was bowed, my eyes were closed, when in my ears their voices rang, and these few words lodged deep inside, and in my very soul they sang. We never went away, you always knew that we were near. Remember how to look for us, you'll see we were always here. I raised my eyes to seek them out, the world was empty all around. The rain came tumbling from the sky, it drowned all dreams upon the ground. And when they asked me why I wept like one who for his dead love mourns, the only answer I could give, I dreamed that there were unicorns. We never went away, you always knew that we were near. Remember how to look for us, you'll see we were always here. We never went away, you always knew that we were near. Remember how to look for us, you'll see we were always here. You'll see we were always here. Bill Caddick.
Thank you kindly, Bill. Lonnie,
Yes,
up in the swamps.
yes, up here where it's nice and damp. Here's a song by Don Leach. Guinevere Royal Court of Arthur, draped in white velvet, silk and lace, the rustle of a gown on the marble staircase, sparkles on fingers slender and pale. The jester he sleeps, but the raven he peeps through the dark foreboding skies o'er the royal domain. Maroon-colored wine from the vineyards of Charlemagne, sipped by the queen's lip and so gently. Indigo eyes in the flickering candlelight, such is the silence or royal Camelot. The jester he sleeps, but the raven he peeps through the dark foreboding skies o'er the royal domain. Guinevere of the royal court of Arthur, draped in white velvet, silk and lace, the rustle of her gown on the marble staircase, sparkles on fingers both slender and pale. The jester he sleeps, but the raven he peeps through the dark
for the royal domain.
Emberly and the sitar.
Thank you, Lonnie. Debbie and Ron.
Okay, come on. All right, can you hear us? Can you hear us without an echo? Okay. All right, Murray, you're not muted.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so all right, we're going to start with one for any of you who knew or knew of or has ever heard him. Sad news is that Dan Milner just died. And he sang lots of sea songs and shanties and wrote books, and a lot of them of Irish background. But anyway, so we're going to do, a sea song which is not traditional actually, or often taken to. It's called Fiddler's Green. It was written by John Connolly, 1966. Let's see what key we did.
As I went by the dockside one evening so fair, viewed an old fisher. See,
All right, let's
I
start
gotta
this
start
again.
over again. I'm
All right.
blind. I can't see my cheat sheet here. As I went by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the sea waters and take the salt air, I heard an old fisherman singing this song. Won't you take me away, boys? My time is not long. Wrap me up in skins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mate, and I'll see you someday at Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where the fishermen go when they don't go to hell, where the skies are all clear and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mate, and I'll see you someday at Fiddler's Green, where there's always a breeze and there's never a gale, and the fish jump on board with a swish of their tails, and you lie at your leisure, there's no work to do, and the captain's below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday at Fiddler's Green. When you get back to docks and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lassies there too, and the girls are all pretty and the beer it is free. Take no pill, no more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking our trip, mates, and I'll see you someday at Fiddler's Green.
Sailor's Heaven. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Alright.
Okay, I recently reworked one of my old fiddles where I'd had an experimental setup that didn't quite work out, and never really thought I'd play it again. I just didn't want it sitting around in pieces, so within a week we'd come up with this thing that I used to play a different instrument on, and this fiddle is a handmade fiddle. I don't know who made it, but it's a little oversized. And somebody said, "You sure it's not a viola?" Which it is not, but it lends itself well to being tuned down. So this is what we came up with.
Okay. This song's about the fiddle. Oh my God! About the Civil War.
The Fiddle War.
Yeah, right. It was collected by Ann and Frank Warner and from Frank Prophet in 1959, who learned it from his father and grandfather. And the grandfather fought for the North in the Civil War, even though he came from North Carolina, and the brother fought for the South. But okay, it's called "Going Across the Mountain." I'm going across a mountain over the world. Going across the mountain, you can hear my band hotel. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Hi, Kathleen.
My turn. Right. I'm going to play quite a short song. It's called Fotheringay and it's about Mary Queen of Scots. Written by Sandy Denny. I'm not going to be sung anything like her, I'm afraid. How often has she gazed from castle windows on and watched the daylight passing within her captive walls, with no one to heed her calls. The evening hour is fading within the dwindling sun. Alone the lonely moment, those embers will be gone, and the last of all the young birds flown. Her days of precious freedom forfeited long before, to live these fruitless years behind a guarded door. But these days will last no more. Tomorrow at this hour she will be far away, much further than these islands or the lonely Fotheringay. That's it.
Yeah. Excuse me? He did. He did the one about the brewery.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
the
He did the
introduction
one
was
about-
about the brewery. Anyway. This is usually my finger picking guitar, and I'm going to flat pick it today. I'm not sure why. Maybe I was just too lazy to carry the other one out. Pat is convinced that this one sounds better anyway. So I'm going to sing a song by John Anderson called Seminole Wing. Seminole Wind. Ever since the days of old, men would search for wealth untold. They'd dig for silver and for gold, and leave the empty holes. Way down south in the Everglades, blackwater holes and the sawgrass waves. Eagles fly and the otters play in the land of the Seminole. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling you like a long-lost friend, but I know who you are. Blow, blow from the Okeechobee, all the way out to Micanopy. Blow across the home of the Seminole, the alligator and the gar. Progress came and took its toll, and in the name of flood control, they made their plans and they drained the land, and the glades are growing dry. Last time I walked in the swamp, stood up on a cypress stump. I listened close and I heard the ghost of Osceola cry. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. On you like a long-lost friend, but I know who you are. Blow, blow from the Okeechobee, all the way down to Micanopy. Blow across the home of the Seminole, the alligator and the gar. Calling you like a long-lost friend, but I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee, all the way up to Micanopy. Blow across the home of the Seminole, the alligator and the gar.
Love that
I
song.
haven't heard that in a long time.
Good job. Great job.
I had to get that in before Ron decided to do it. All right, let me just mute Murray. Oh, he did it himself. Okay, good enough. You're up.
Okay, so this song is Oh Darlin' by the Beatles.
Oh,
darling,
please.
Is there something wrong? That doesn't sound right. Do you have a capo on or something?
No, I don't have a capo.
You're supposed to
on.
have a capo.
I'm
You're
not supposed to have a capo on.
Yeah, you had it on one.
No.
Okay.
You want the capo on?
I want the capo on one. Sorry. Because this is the last time. Sorry. No?
This is the capo on one. You got to complain about this now?
No. Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
One more time with feeling. Oh, darling, please believe me.
I'll never do you no harm. Believe me when I tell you, I'll never do you no harm.
Oh,
darling, if you leave me, I'll never make it alone. Believe me when I beg you, don't ever leave me alone. didn't need me anymore. Well, you know, I nearly broke down and cried when you told me you didn't need me anymore. Well, you know, I nearly broke down and died. Oh, darling, if you leave me, I'll never make it alone. Believe me when I tell ya, I'll never do you no harm. When you told me you didn't need me anymore, well, you know, I nearly broke down and cried when you told me you didn't need me anymore. Well, you know, I nearly broke down and died. Oh, darling, please believe me, I'll never let you down. Believe me when I tell ya, I'll never do you no harm.
Good job, guys.
And Jerry, you're up again.
All right, let's see. When I first started to really play, there were two songwriters around that really impressed me and made a deep, deep impression. One of those was Tim Hardin, and the other was Jerry Jeff Walker. And Jerry Jeff Walker, actually, that wasn't his real name. His real name was Ronald Clyde Crosby, and he came from Oneonta, New York, upstate New York, where the college is. And the folk music community, the acoustic music community, when he came out with his album in 1968, Mr. Bojangles, everybody was stunned. One great song after another, and it had the advantage, among other wonderful players on the album, of David Bromberg playing lead guitar on almost everything. And this was one of the songs on that album that was kind of a sleeper. People didn't pay too much attention to this song, but I thought it was very touching in its way. Little bird, come sit upon my windowsill. Sat there through the pouring rain. As I watched that bird upon my windowsill, I saw my thoughts of you go by again. And the picture of my face reflected on the pane. Is it tears I see or is it rain? I remember how we talked before we said goodbye. Too young to know the world outside our door. And now the miles of time have built a wall, my love. And though I try, I just can't tear it down. And the picture of my face reflected on the pane. Is it tears I see or is it rain? No regrets about the past, there's nothing I can change. Life's a road we walk just one way down. And looking back, I do recall that frame of time when the world was love and time was just a thought. And the picture of my face reflected on the pain. Is it tears I see, or is it rain? Many things go many ways, your force of life is such. We all must pick that road of life to walk. And age gives off old memories like hand notes in a log, where the world is time and love is just a thought. And the picture of my face reflected on the pain. Is it tears I see, or is it rain? As my thoughts go tumbling back, I wonder how you look. I wonder if you've seen that little bird. I wonder if he sat upon your windowsill. I wonder if you'll ever hear these words. And the picture of my face reflected on the pain. Is it tears I see, or is it rain? A little bird come sit upon my windowsill, sat there through the falling rain. As I watched that bird upon my windowsill, I saw my thoughts of you go by again. And the picture of my face reflected on the pain. Is it tears I see, or is it rain? Picture of my face reflected on the pain. Is it tears I see, or is it rain?
Nice, Jerry. Jeff Corborough.
Great song, great song. The guy, he was a notorious drunk, and he died a couple of years ago, unfortunately. He was a notorious drunk, great songwriter, and a terrible drunk, would fall off the stage and whatever. And then eventually he remarried. He married a Jewish girl, and she sobered him up, and he didn't write another good song after that. So there's a moral there somewhere. I don't know.
I guess that means I'm doomed.
There you go.
Okay. Murray, you're up.
That was noisy.
You got to unmute.
Murray?
I'm sorry. That's the opposite of what I usually do. All right, so I said I sang this song at least one time before, or maybe twice before over here, and I'm going to do it again. And it's a famous song that was written in 1899 called The Sidewalks of New York. And you know, the one that starts east side, west side, all around the town. And those who heard me sing it the last time, I gave an introduction which explained what the phrase What was it again? Oh, Trip the Light Fantastic on the sidewalks of New York. Does anyone who wasn't told by me here know what that means?
Waltzing in the street.
Yeah, but why Trip the Light Fantastic? What does that mean? You don't remember, huh? Anyway, I'm going to add the extra word that's left out. It should be Trip the Light Fantastic Toe. It means that you dance with a very light and nimble toe. That's all it means. I used to think that it was talking about some kind of illumination, some light in the street. But anyway, no, it doesn't mean that. It means light in the sense of a light touch. Okay. So, all right, here we go. Down in front of Casey's old brown wooden stoop, on a summer's evening, we formed a merry group. Boys and girls together, we would sing and waltz, while Tony played the organ on the sidewalks of New York. East side, west side, all around the town, the tots sang ring around Rosie, London Bridge is falling down. Boys and girls together, me and Mamie O'Rourke, tripped the light fantastic toe on the sidewalks of New York. That's where Johnny Casey, little Jimmy Crow, Jakey Krause the baker, who always had the dough, pretty Nellie Shannon with a dude as light as cork, she first picked up the waltz step on the sidewalks of New York. Things have changed since those times, some are up in G, others they are wanderers, but they all feel just like me. They'd part with all they've got. Could they once more walk with their best girl and have a twirl on the sidewalks of New York? East side, west side, all around the town, the tots sang ring around Rosie, London Bridge is falling down. Boys and girls together, me and Mamie O'Rourke, tripped the light fantastic toe on the sidewalks of New York.
Thank you for the history lesson yet again, Murray.
Okay.
Steve
Oh,
Einbinder.
what the hell popped up on my... All right, I got rid of it.
This is a traditional prayer for peace, but I'm going outside the box on this one. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La 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 la. Hine ma tovu manayim, hine ma tovu manayim, hine ma tovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yachad. In terra pax hominibus, bone voluntatis. In terra pax hominibus, bone voluntatis. In terra pax hominibus, bone voluntatis. In terra pax hominibus, in terra pax hominibus, in terra pax hominibus, bone voluntatis. Oh, what a world it would be if all men could live as brothers. Oh, what a world it would be if all men could live as brothers. Oh, what a world it would be if all men could live as brothers. Oh, what a world it would be. Oh, what a world it would be. Oh, what a world it would be if all men could live as brothers. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Nice job, Steve.
Thank you for that, Steve. Mike Reeves.
Yep, okay. In Scarlet Town, where I was born, there was a fair maid dwelling, made every youth cry well away. Her name was Barbara Allen. In all the merry month of May, when the green buds they were swelling, young Jimmy Grove on his deathbed lay, for his love of Barbara Allen. He sent his man unto her then, to the place where she was dwelling, to bring her to poor Jimmy Grove, the lovely Barbara Allen. And death was printed on his face, and oh, his heart was stealing, before she came to comfort him, the wilful Barbara Allen. So slowly, slowly she came up, and slowly came a-lying. For she said there when she came, young man, I think you're dying. He said, I am a dying man, but a kiss from you shall cure me. One kiss from me you will never get, said the cruel Barbara Allen. And she was walking o'er the fields, she heard the death bells knelling, and every peal did again reveal how cruel was Barbara Allen. When he was dead and in his grave, her heart was struck with sorrow. Oh, mother, mother, make my bed, for I shall die tomorrow. And on her deathbed as she lay, she begged a place beside him, and now repented of that day, that ere she did deny him. Farewell, she said, ye virgins all, and shun the fault I fell in. Henceforth take warning by the fall of the heartless Barbara Allen. And she was buried on the moor, and he was laid beside her. Upon his grave red roses grew, on hers a great big briar. Barbara Allen.
Thank you, Mike. I haven't heard that one in a long time. Mr. Winkler.
All right, back again. Okay, this song from the Grateful Dead, I think, kind of defines them and defines their well, you can kind of take it as you will to define your own path, and defines their path. Anyway, here goes, Ripple. If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near it were your own, it's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know, don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed nor wind to blow. Reach out your hand if your cup be empty. If your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a road, no simple highway, between the dawn and the dark of night, and you go. No one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. You who choose to lead must follow. But if you fall alone. If you choose, you stand. Then who's to guide you? If you knew the way, I would take you home. La-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da, la-da-da-da-da. That's it.
Mr. Gell.
Okay. Debbie, we know Bonnie Milner from Johnson Girls. I guess that must be her husband, huh? I probably know him. I just can't bring him to mind. So I'm going to sing another of my songs that I guess this is about as close to a spiritual as I've ever written. I wrote it a number of years ago. I had a day off on a Monday, and I went to a park that overlooks the Hudson River there up in Rockland County, New York, and actually somebody took my picture and it was in the paper. I said it's good I had the day off legally, you know, but nobody else was in the park, and somehow I came up with this song. I got to sing it at my brother-in-law's memorial service. He's the one that lived up in Maine and was a friend of Gordon Bach's, and Gordon actually came and sang a song or two at the service there. It starts off, it's got a little chorus, starts off, God, hear my quiet heart, and we have, right at the moment, we have lightning and thunder here, so I don't know whether I called it or what. teach me how to sing. How can we measure a person's wealth or what he'll leave behind? Sure won't be his coat or his Cadillac, but was he caring and kind? So God, hear my quiet heart, fix my broken wing, fill my empty soul with love, teach me how to sing. Some things in life I've come to learn, and others I've been shown. Some things were gifts that came to me from friends that I have known. So God, hear my quiet heart, fix my broken wing, and fill my empty soul with love, teach me how to sing. What do we seek in this life we know? Oh, freedom from worry and shame. I'd like to have some peace of mind, and you to remember my name. So God, hear my quiet heart, fix my broken wing, fill my empty soul with love, teach me how to sing. Oh God, hear my quiet heart, fix my broken wing, fill my empty soul with love, teach me how to sing. There you have it.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Bill.
Right, as usual, I didn't really have a clue what I was going to do today, sort of up until a few minutes before coming through, and I thought I've got an easy option here because at the moment it's the Rugby Union Football World Cup, which doesn't really mean very much to, I think, anyone in America much, but it's a big event. It's bigger than the Ryder Cup, and it's got countries from all over the world playing rugby union football, but they've all got their own particular anthems. But the English team, the crowd, when they want to really raise their spirits and rally the team, will always sing this song. And I thought, I'll do that song. And I've even printed out some words because I couldn't remember all the verses. But that song happens to be Swing Low, Sweet Chariots. Thank you, Jerry. But I couldn't do it anywhere near as well as Jerry does it, so just as well. So, yeah, I was down to plan B really, but I will still tell a little story about why the English fans adopted Swing Low, Sweet Chariots, which you would think has got nothing to do with rugby football, which is a bit like American football. It's just great big hunks beating lumps out of each other. And the tradition of the rugby union, which always used to be the amateur side of the game, used to be that sort of going to the games and in the dressing rooms and having lots and lots of beer afterwards. Traditionally there would be lots of singing. The singing included lots of gospel songs because they're good songs to sing along to, got rousing choruses and everything. And apart from that, they used to sing a lot of really filthy songs as well, but we won't go into that. So the rugby crowds were accustomed to singing gospel songs. In 1981, I think it was, there was a famous film which is called Chariots of Fire. And around about that time, there was a very young up-and-coming rugby player who went on to become one of the best rugby players in the world, and his name was Martin O'Fire. So, of course, his nickname was Chariots. And they would sing Chariots Swing Low at a lot of the sort of national rugby matches, but when it became to the international stage, Martin O'Fire eventually graduated and played for England, and of course the crowd calling him Chariots, and he was their favourite player, used to really relish singing Swing Low Sweet Chariots, and that must have been in the late 1980s that was really adopted, and they've been singing it at rugby internationals ever since, and it's much better than having a national anthem, because the England players, when they play rugby, for their national anthem, instead of having rousing songs like the Scots and the Irish and the Welsh, the English players have to sing God Save the Bloody King, which I think is a real terrible song to have to sing. Except most people now still sing God Save the Queen, because they haven't quite got used to the changeover yet. But anyway, I'm waffling, so having lost Swing Low Sweet Chariots, this one got dipped out of the pot at short notice. See if I can remember that. Tell your mother why you went to war, me boy. What were you fighting for? Why were you willing to take the king's shilling and die on some foreign shore? Tell your wife how much you love her, me boy. You love her with all your heart. Better not mention the vows you made that said until death us do part. The shilling will soon be spent, me boy, the shilling will soon be gone, and you'll rue the day it took you away from all you love at home. That fickle shilling will soon be spent, gone in no time at all. That shilling will land in another man's hand by the time you fall. Tell your children why you had to go away, leaving them sorrow and pain. Where was your voice when you had a choice? What could you possibly gain? Tell all your mates we can do this together, take the shilling and go on a spree. We'll be gone for a while, then come back with a smile when the world is safe and free. The shilling will soon be spent, me boy, the shilling will soon be gone, and you'll rue the day it took you away from all that you love at home. That fickle shilling will soon be spent, gone in no time at all. That shilling will land in another man's hand by the time you fall. The recruiters will come as they've always done, and they will be looking for you. And I tell you, me boy, that they'll spare no ploy, you'll do what they tell you to do. The shilling will come in many a guise, the shilling your service can earn, but at the end of the day there's a price to pay, will nobody ever learn. The shilling will soon be spent, me boy, the shilling will soon be gone, and you'll rue the day it took you away from all you love at home. That fickle shilling will soon be spent, gone in no time at all. That shilling will land in another man's hand by the time you fall. That shilling will land in another man's hand by the time you fall. That's it. Thank you.
Good song.
That was a good one, Bill. I don't know why you wanted to do the other one instead.
That's one that I wrote, but referring to Jerry's comment earlier, that must have been one I wrote when I was half sober, because it wasn't that good a song, but it was getting there.
Lonnie.
Yeah, Dan Milner. Most of you probably know what a small world this is that we who made our living or make our living as working musicians really is. And with respect to Dan Milner, when I was working down in Key West, I was working right across Duval Street from a man who became a good friend of mine, whose name was Gabriel Donahue. And Gabriel Donahue was from Athenry in Ireland. And his cousin was another fellow named Pat O'Brien, Pat O'Brien, there's a strange name for an Irish lad. But at any rate, he worked in the business too. There's not very many of us who are willing to put up with the kind of bullshit you have to put up with in order to work in this business. But anyway, Dan Milner and Gabe worked together, and they put out one album that I really like, and that was the album of pirate songs, which in all probability Debbie and Ron know quite well. Anyway, one of the things that went on during that period of time is Wendy and I were rebuilding the Borealis, which was our 65-foot schooner, and we did it out under a live oak tree in Indiantown, Florida. And that in itself isn't remarkable, but we did it in 2.5 years and supported it by playing music for a living, particularly in the West Palm area. But the thing about the live oak tree was that it was out there in the corner of the Indiantown Marina, which is 28 acres. And we didn't have any water, and we didn't have any electricity, and the interior was out of the Borealis, so we actually had no place to live. When it rained in, and so we were motivated to get that job done quickly. Well, obviously, if we had no roof, we also had no air conditioning, and you guys in Florida understand what that really means, that and the mosquitoes at night. But when we got to the point where we just couldn't stand it anymore, we used to go over to the Indiantown Library, because the Indiantown Library had something really important, and that was central air conditioning. So when it got really bad, we'd go over there. Another person I knew well from Key West, of course, was Jimmy Buffett, and he wrote this following song called Love in the Library, which I happen to like very much. He called it one of the songs you'll never know and love, but it's called Love in the Library, and that experience there kind of reminded me of this.
On the corner of Government and Bay Avenue, the old doomsday fanatic wore a crown of kudzu. Sirens were wailing in the Gulf coastal heat, and it seemed like the whole world was in forced retreat. I paid no attention, revolved through the door, past a newspaper rack on the worn marble floor. Near Civil War history, my heart skipped a beat. She was standing in fiction, stretched high on bare feet. Love in the library, quiet and cool. Love in the library, there are no rules. Surrounded by stories, surreal and sublime, I fell in love in the library once upon a time. I was a pirate and she was the queen. Sir Francis and Elizabeth, the best there's ever been. And she strolled past my table and stopped at the stairs, then sent me a smile as she reached for Flaubert. Love in the library, quiet and in love in the library once upon a time. She gathered her books, walked while she read, words never spoken, but so much was said. You can read all you want into this rendezvous, but it's safer than most things that lovers will do. Well, stories have endings and fantasies fade. The card by the door starts drawing the shade. So write your own endings and hope they come true for the lovers and strangers on Bay Avenue. Love in the library, quiet and cool. Love in the library, there are no rules. Surrounded by stories, surreal and sublime, I fell in love in the library once upon a time. Surrounded by stories, surreal and sublime, I fell in love in the library once upon a time.
Great song.
Love in the library. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Lon, Debbie, and Ron.
Okay, let's get rid of this. All right. This is a song written by Walt. Can you hear us? Okay, thank you. Walt Aldridge was written in 1989. He's primarily a Nashville songwriter. But he also was part of the Shooters, a group I haven't heard of in a long time. Okay. I have seen snow that fell in May, and I have seen rain on cloudless days. Some things are always bound to change. There ain't no ash will burn. Love is a precious thing, I'm told. Burns just like West Virginia coal. But when the fire dies down, it's cold. There ain't no ash will burn. You say this life is not your lot, but I can't be something that I'm not. We can't stoke a fire that we ain't got. There ain't no ash to burn. Love is a precious thing, I'm told. Burns just like West Virginia coal. But when the fire dies down, it's cold. There ain't no ash will burn.
But when the fire dies out, it's cold, there ain't no ash to burn. There ain't no ash will burn. All right, now, what do you have there?
The Australian cowboy song.
Okay, yes. What key are we in here? Okay.
Okay. The Diamantina being a river in Australia that appears to be perpetually dry. That's why the rain never falls on the dusty Diamantina. The faces in the photograph have faded, and I can't believe he looks so much like me. For it's been 10 years today since I left for Old Cork Station, saying I won't be back till the droving's done. For the rain never falls on the dusty Diamantina, and the drover finds it hard to change his mind. For the years have surely gone like the drays from Old Cork Station, and I won't be back till the droving's done. Well, it seems like the sun comes up each morning, sets me up and takes it all away. For the dreaming by the light of the campfire night ends with the burning of the day. For the rain never falls on the dusty Diamantina, and a drover finds it hard to change his mind. For the years have surely gone like the drays from Old Cork Station, and I won't be back till the droving's done. Sometimes I think I'll settle back in Sydney, but it's been so long it's hard to change my mind.
row forever. And I won't be back till the drove is done. For the rain never falls on the dusty Diamantina, and the drover finds it hard to change his mind. For the years have surely gone like the drays from old Cork Station, and I won't be back till the drove is done. And I won't be back when the drove is done. Thank you.
All right. I believe it's Kathleen's turn.
Okay. Right, this is not a new song to me. It's one I've sung before. I don't know whether she wrote it, but I heard it by Anne Mayo Muir, "Stranger to the Land," which is about a mermaid.
It's set on 2.4 gigahertz, which is
I am a captive on the land that meets the shore. The scale of my sea world I bear no more. Stolen from its place beside the foam, I am a stranger to the land that is my home. Turning now forever on the land, I feel the water spray upon my hand. Through all the twisting seas I long to fly, on wings that bore me through another sky. My home, the lifting foam once shining clear, now bleeds each thing within each single salty tear. As I watch them flow unto the sea, soft pours my heart to all that I would be. Cold within my heart, my dreams grow dim. The strange and distant stars before me swim. Still within the dark and lonely swell lies the voices of a place I love so well, singing, don't be sad, give all your tears away. We're waiting for the coming of the day when you will find the one you used to be, returning to your home all in the sea. Returning to your home all in the sea.
you poor unfortunate people get to hear me.
Excuse me, I'm doing it too, so.
Oh, so you're not quite as poor and unfortunate as I thought. Okay, this is a song written by someone named Gary White, who I don't believe I've ever heard of before. And it was sung by Linda Ronstadt. It's called Long, Long Time. Love will abide, take things in stride. Sounds like good advice, but there's no one at my side. And time washes clean, love's wounds unseen. That's what someone told me, but I don't know what it means. 'Cause I've done everything I know to try to make you mine. And I think I'm gonna love you for a long, long time. Caught in my fears, blinking back the tears. I can't say you heard me when you never let me near, and I never drew one response from you. All the while you fell all over boys you never knew. As I've done everything I know to try to make you mine, and I think it's gonna hurt me for a long, long time. Wait for the day you'll go away, knowing that you warned me of the price I'd have to pay, and life's full of flaws. Who knows the cause? Living in the memory of a love that never was. 'Cause I've done everything I know to try and change your mind, and I think I'm gonna miss you for a long, long time. 'Cause I've done everything I know to try and make you mine, and I think I'm gonna love you for a long, long time.
Very nice.
Well, it's 4 o'clock. We've gone around twice, and unless Jerry wants to close it out, that's it. We'll let Bill Pardon back in. He seems to have lost himself.
Okay, if you like. Both Debbie and Lonnie mentioned Dan Milner. Dan was a friend and a really fine singer and archivist of old songs, sea songs, Irish songs, all kinds of material. I was really fortunate to get to know Dan doing some concertizing. He and Bonnie and I participated in 3 or 4 or 5 Pete Seeger memorial concerts in Lower Manhattan before the pandemic, along with Jan Christensen and some other folks like that. Heather Wood, Jeff Kaufman, who was the head shantyman for years at the Mystic Seaport. And
Dan was one of the people that exposed me to this song. I think I heard this song the first time when I was 16 years old from Louis Killen, who's now gone, long gone, and from Frank Werner, who's gone, and now Dan as well. So, in fact, the last time I saw Bonnie, I also saw Debbie and Ron doing their pirate thing in Port Jefferson. They were excellent pirates, really excellent pirates. Anyway, this is a tune that was written by Cyril Tawney. It turns out that Cyril Tawney was a submariner. He served on a submarine in Malta in the mid-1950s. And this is among those songs that he wrote. It's a great song, rather touching. And just for your information, a Daiso is a water taxi. Okay, call away the Daiso, a water taxi. It's dedicated to Dan Milner. I went down to Sammy's bar, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, by the shore at Pieta, call away the Daiso. And my real love, she was there, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, there was sand all in her hair, call away the Daiso. How did sand get in your hair? Hey, the last boat's a-leaving. Darling Johnny put it there. Call away the Daiso. Been with Johnny all the day. Hey, the last boat's a-leaving. Down at Gantafia Bay. Call away the Daiso. He's a better man by far, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, 'cause he drives a Yankee car, call away the Daiso. I went out from Sammy's bar, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, had to hire a Yankee car, call away the Daiso. 14 days I drank no wine, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, saving for that love of mine, call away the Daiso. Then one day in Paula Square, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, at a paper I did stare, call away the Daiso. Johnny tried a hairpin bend, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, for my love it was the end, call away the Daiso. 'Going back to Sammy's bar, hey, the last boat's a-leaving, I don't need no Yankee car, call away the Daiso. went down to Sammy's bar, pay the last boat, so leaving by the shore at Pieta, call away the dice roll. By the shore at Pieta, call away the dice roll.
Nice tribute, Jerry. Good.
Well sung.
He will be missed. He will be missed.
Yeah, the main reason, as far as that song goes, that Johnny managed to pull the girls is that Johnny was one of the American sailors at the station there, and they had loads of money and they could hire the big posh cars and take the girls to all these out of the way secluded beaches, whereas the poor old British were rubbish as usual. Didn't get any money. What money they did have, they were drinking. And, you know, if they wanted to take the girls out, they had to get on a bus and go wherever the bus went. It was nothing like the same attraction, was it? So
What happened to that shilling?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Everybody have a good week. Thank you, Harvey.
Yep, thanks, Harvey. Great to see everybody. Everybody stay well.
Thank you all. It was great. Thanks, Harvey and Pat.
There's the fire.